Welcome to this video on digital electronics. In this video, which is the first in the series of sequential logic circuits, we will be discussing about the basic sequential circuit, the storage elements, flip-flops and latches. We will be looking into the different types of latches and flip-flops. In the video on combination circuit, we had seen the difference between combination circuit and sequential circuit. A combination circuit, the output depends on the current input only, whereas in a sequential circuit, the output depends on the current input and the previous output as shown in the diagram. So, memory elements are present in sequential logic circuits. Sequential logic circuits are of two types, synchronous sequential circuits and asynchronous sequential circuits. Let us see the difference between the two. In synchronous sequential circuits, change in inputs affects the memory element or the output changes only at discrete instance of time, whereas in an asynchronous sequential circuit, change in input can affect the memory element at any instant of time. So, the output changes at any time the input changes. The memory elements in a sequential circuit are clock flip-flops, and in asynchronous circuits it is unclocked flip-flop or time delay elements. In addition, the outputs of a synchronous sequential circuits are predictable and reliable, whereas the output of a asynchronous circuit is not reliable and it could also lead to race conditions. That is, the circuit enters a wrong state due to time delay in arrival of the inputs. Synchronous sequential circuits are easier to design, asynchronous sequential circuits are not that easy. But synchronous sequences are slower and asynchronous sequential circuits are faster in operation. We look into the two basic memory elements or storage elements, the latches and the flip-flops. So, latches and flip-flops, they are basic memory elements that can store one bit of information, and they are bistable devices, that is, they have two stable states, the logic 1 and the logic 0. Let us look at the difference between latches and flip-flops. In a latch, it continuously checks its inputs and the output changes are correspondingly, whereas a flip-flop, even if the inputs change, the output changes only when the control signal goes from low to high or high to low. Latches use enable lines and they are level triggered devices, whereas flip-flops can be considered to be latches plus clocks. So, they use clocks and they are edge triggered devices. The output changes only when the clock pulse goes from positive to negative or negative to positive. And the different types of latches are SR latch, JK, D and T latch, and similarly the flip-flops are SR flip-flop, JK flip-flops, T flip-flop and D flip-flop. Let us look at each of these in detail. Let us first look at the SR latch, also called the set reset latch. The logic diagram of the SR latch is given. SR latch has two inputs, the S set and R reset, and there are two outputs, Q and Q bar. Q is the output and Q bar is the complement of the output. The SR latch can be implemented using NOR gates or NAND gates as shown. Let us look at the truth table, which is the same for the both circuits. The inputs are S and R and the outputs are Qn plus 1 and Qn plus 1 bar. Qn represents the present state and Qn plus 1 the next state. So, given the output of present state, what will be the next state when the inputs are given? If the current output or the present state of an SR latch is Qn, and if S and R are given the value 0, 0, both S and R inputs are given value 0, 0, then the next state happens to be the current state itself, that is, there is no change in the output. So, if Q is 0 and S and R are given value 0, 0, then the output remains 0. If Q is 1, S and R are given the values 0, 0, the output remains 1 itself. So, that is what is represented. The next state Qn plus 1 remains the same in the same state Qn. Let us see this with the diagram. So, assume Q is 1 and Q bar is 0 and the inputs are 0, 0. Look at this, 1 and 0 to a NOR gate, the output is 0. 0 and 0 to a NOR gate, the output is 1. So this is a stable state. So the output remains in the state as it was. Similarly, if Q and Q bar had been 0, 1, it would have remained in the same state. Let us consider the next input 0, 1 given to S and R, that is S is 0 and R is 1. Let us see what happens. So now S has an input 0, one input is 0, the other is 1. So from a NOR gate, the output is 0. This is fed back to one of the NOR gates. So a 1 and is 1, 0, the output of a NOR gate changes to 0. Now a 0 and a 0 given to this NOR gate, 0 NOR 0 gives an output of 1. So the output changes to 1. And 1 and a 1 to a NOR gate, the output is 0. So this is now in a stable state. So for a SR latch, if the inputs are given as 0 and 1, irrespective of what was the previous value of Q and Q bar, the output changes to 0 and 1. That is, Q becomes 0 and Q bar becomes 1. Similarly, you can see if the inputs are given as 1 and 0, irrespective of the previous output values, the next state will become 1 and 0, that is set. And if 1 and 1 are given, it goes into an indeterminate state, that is the output. You can see that the outputs keep toggling and they are not stable. So that is called an indeterminate state, and to an SR latch, the 1 1 state should not be given as an input. A gated SR latch, that is, an enable line is given, and when this line, enable line is high, then the output changes. So the truth table, when enable line is 0, irrespective of the value of S and R, whatever was the output value previous state, that itself is the next state also. There is no change. And for a value of gate equal to 1, as from the previous truth table that we have seen, for a 0 0, the state remains the same, no change. 0 1, it is a reset, and 1 0, that is S is 1, it is a set, and 1 1 is an indeterminate state. Now let us look at the clock response. Level triggering, so this is a clock pulse, and the levels, this is positive level triggered. So positive level triggering, this is there in latches. The enable line can be given a clock which will enable the output to change when the levels are positive. Whereas flip-flops are all edge triggered, we can have positive edge triggered and negative edge triggered. In positive edge triggering, the flip-flop will be triggered when the clock goes from a 0 to a high. When the transition occurs from clock low to clock high, the output of a flip-flop will change. So it is represented by this symbol SR, Q and Q bar output, and the clock that is given is positive. A negative edge triggered flip-flop will be triggered when the clock goes from high to low. So these are the negative edges of the clock, and it is represented as shown, and the clock is shown with a bubble which indicates a negative edge triggered flip-flop. So let us look into the flip-flops and the different types of flip-flops. Next we shall see an SR flip-flop. The operation of a SR flip-flop is similar to the SR latch, only difference is that an SR flip-flop is triggered by the transition edges of the clock, that is the positive edge or the negative edge triggers the flip-flop. So this is the logic diagram of the flip-flop and the graphical symbol. In this graphical symbol, a negative edge triggered flip-flop is shown. We can similarly have a positive edge triggered flip-flop, and the truth table, it is similar. So 0 0, no change, the previous output remains the same. So the next state is the same as the previous state. 0 1 indicates a reset, 1 0 a set, and 1 1 is indeterminate state. So this table over here shows the values in expanded form. So for 0 0, SR 0 0, if Qn is 0, Qn plus 1, next state is also 0. So if S and R are 0 and Qn, the previous state is 1, the next state output is 1. So when inputs are 0, the output remains as it is, and similarly for the other combinations. Coming to the characteristic equation, deriving the characteristic equation for an SR flip-flop, let us draw the K map with SNR as one of the inputs and QN as the other input. So, for the combination of SR 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 0 and QN 0 and 1, from the table, characteristic table, fill the values and reducing the map, we see the next state can be given by S plus R dash into Qn. This shows the timing diagram of an SR flip-flop. So, considering a negative edge flip-flop, so the negative clocks are all shown. So, whatever is the input to SR flip-flop, when the clock transition happens, accordingly the output will change. So, here S is a 1 and R is a 0 during the clock transition, therefore, the output goes high. And during the next clock transition, S is 0 and R is high, therefore, it is reset, the output gets reset. And the next clock transition, again S is 1 and R is 0 and therefore, it is set. So, irrespective of the changes that happen in between during the clock transitions, the output changes based on the values of the input during the time when the clock transition occurs. Next, looking into the state diagram. So, the flip-flop has two states, two stable states 0 and 1. So, draw those two. When a flip-flop is in a state 0, if an input 0, 0 is given, the output is 0. We have already seen that in the truth table. When an input 1 is given, it continues to remain in the same state. Whereas, if an input of 1, 0 is given, it moves to the next state 1. And when it is in 1, if 0, 0 is given, it continues to remain in the same state. And if 1, 0 is given, even there it remains in the same state. Whereas, when it is in state 1 and the inputs are 0, 1, then it moves to the state 0. So, the state diagram is obtained from the truth table. Next, let us move to the excitation table. Using the excitation table, we can determine for the current state of the flip-flop, if we need a next state, what should be the inputs that need to be given. So, this first column indicates the present state, the next column Qn plus 1 indicates the next state, and S and R are the inputs that should be given. So, if the present state is 0 and next state is 0, what should be the values of S and R that should be given? Looking in the state diagram or from the truth table, we can look into this. If present state is 0 and the flip-flop has to remain in the same state, the inputs can be either 0, 0 or 0, 1. That is, S should be 0, R can be either 0 or 1. So, that is why it is indicated S is 0 and R is a don't care, it can take a value of 0 or 1. Next, if the present state is 0 and the flip-flop has to transit to a state 1, what should be the values of S and R? So, if the current state is 0, the flip-flop has to go to a state 1. What is the possibility? Input has to be 1, 0. So, input has to be S and R should be 1 and 0. If the current state is 1, next state should be 0. What should be the values of S and R? So, for moving from current state 1 to the next state of 0, the inputs to be given are 0 and 1. And if it has to be in the one state and the next state also 1, so if the current state is 1 and the flip-flop after transition should remain in 1, what should be the inputs? The inputs can be 0, 0 or 1, 0, that is don't care and a 0. So, this is the excitation table. It gives what are the inputs to be given to get a next state that is required given the present state. So, for the SR flip-flop, we have seen the truth table, the logic diagram of it, the symbol, and then the characteristic equation, the timing diagram, state diagram and excitation table. We will proceed similarly for the other flip-flops also. Next is a D flip-flop. A D flip-flop is nothing but an SR flip-flop with one of the inputs, the D being S being given as it is, and to R the inverted value of the input is given. So, let us see how the circuit responds to this. So, this is the graphical symbol of the D flip flop. One input, D flip flop has only one input. So, there is a clock. Here we have indicated a positive triggered clock, we have the negative edge triggered clock also, and two outputs Q and Q bar. So, the truth table or characteristic table. So, this is derived from the SR flip flop, because we already know how an SR flip flop functions. When the input is 0, D is 0, that means to an SR flip flop the S gets a 0 and the R input gets a 1, complemented input 1. So, 0 1 in a SR flip flop the output is set. So, the output is set irrespective of whatever was the previous value. Similarly, when D is given 1, when we give 1 to S, the complement is given to R, that is 0. So, a SR flip flop 1 and a 0, the output is reset. So, the next state is 1 irrespective of the previous state. So, this is the truth table for a D flip flop, and in the expanded form, the for an input of 0, if the previous state was 0, then the next state is 0. Even if the previous state had been 1, the next state is 1. But an input of D of being 1, irrespective of the current state, the next state is 1. And the characteristic equation, considering the two inputs D and Qn plus 1 can be got, and it is D. The timing diagram. So, here a positive edge triggered flip flop is considered. So, the clock positive edges are shown. So, whatever is the value of D, that appears at the output, and look at that, at this transition D is 0, Q is 0. There is a change in D over here, but this change does not occur during the clock transition, therefore, it does not affect the output remains at Q itself. And at this clock transition, the value of D is 1, so output goes to 1. And similarly, at this clock transition, D is 0, so the output goes to 0. So, the state diagram for the D flip flop, there are two states again. For all the flip flops, they are bistable devices. So, 0 and 1 are the two logic stable states that are available. So, when a D flip flop is in 0, if it has to continue remaining in 0, the input should be 0. If it should go to 1, the input should be 1. And at 1, if the input of 1 is given, it continues remaining in state 1. If an input of 0 is given, it goes to state 0. So, the excitation table, present state Qn, next state Qn plus 1. So, if the present state is 0 and next state should also be 0, present state is 0, it should remain in 0, then D input is 0. If present state is 0, it has to go to state 1, then the input should be 1. Present state is 1 and next state is 0, then an input of 0 should be given, and for 1 and 1 it is 1 again, input is 1. Next we shall see one very important flip flop, the JK flip flop. We have seen in an SR flip flop, for the inputs of S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1, it is an indeterminate value and that cannot be used. In a JK flip flop, it is an SR flip flop with the Q bar input given to S and Q given to R. So, that becomes the inputs J and K. Here the truth table is very similar to that of SR flip flop, but for the fact that for input value of 1 and 1, we have a valid output, that is, a value is Qn bar, the toggle output. So, this is a logic diagram of a JK flip flop and its symbol, a negative edge triggered is shown here, similarly a positive edge is available. So, looking at the truth table or the characteristics table, when J and K are 0, the output is Qn, no change. When 0 and 1, it is 0 reset, 1 0 set, similar to what we saw for a SR flip flop. But when the inputs are both 1 and 1, the output toggles, that is, it gets complemented. You can verify this truth table. So, this is the expanded form of the characteristic table expanded. So, when J and K inputs are 1, if the input previous state is 0 or present state is 0, the next state is 1. If the present state is 1, the next state becomes 0. So, that is the output toggles. The characteristic equation for the same, Jk as inputs and Qn as other input, the next state can be determined by reducing the K map. It is J Qn bar plus K dash Qn. And the timing diagram for a JK flip flop, considering negative edged over here, negative edges are all indicated. We can similarly, if it is a positive edge triggered flip flop, we should consider the positive edges. So at the negative edge, the input, if it is 1 and 0, the output goes to 1. If J is 0 and K is 1, the output goes to 0, and so on. So at this point, when J is 1 and K is 0, the output is high, it becomes 1. So similarly. And the state diagram, like how we had seen the previous state, the two stable states 0 and 1. If inputs are 0, 0 or 0, 1, it remains in the same state. But if the input is 1, 0 or 1, 1, when Jk is in state 0, then it goes to state 1. And if the inputs are 0, 0 or 1, 0, it remains in this state of 1 itself. And when it is in state 1, if the inputs are 0, 1 or 1, 1, it goes to state 0. And the excitation table, considering the present state and next state. So for 0, 0, what should be the inputs given to Jk? That is, current state is 0, next state should also be 0. What are the values of J and K? So if current state is 0 and it should remain in the same state, the inputs can be 0 and don't care. If the current state is 0, it has to go to state 1, then the inputs can be 1 and don't care. And current state is 1, it has to go to state 0, then as you can see from here, it is don't care and 1, that is J should be don't care and K is 1. And to remain in a state 1, 1 itself, look at this, J is don't care and K is 0. A T flip flop or a toggle flip flop, this is obtained from a JK flip flop. In a JK flip flop, when the J and K inputs are tied together and a single input is given, that becomes a T flip flop. This is the graphical symbol for a T flip flop, and here it is shown how a T flip flop is got from a JK flip flop. J and K are tied and given. So T can take two values, 0 or 1. So let us look at the truth table and characteristic table. So if T is 0, that means to both J and K, 0, 0 are given. From the truth table we know if both inputs are 0, the output remains in the same state, there is no change. So output is Qn. If 1 is given to T, that means J also 1, K also has a value 1, that means the output toggles. Whatever is the current value, the complement of the output is available. So this is a truth table, the expanded form of it is given, and from this the characteristic equation can be obtained. So Qn plus 1 is T Qn bar plus T bar Qn. The timing diagram for a T flip flop. So here a positive edge triggered. So the arrows are shown indicating it is positive edge triggered. So whatever be the value of T, if it is 0, the output will remain the same state. If it is 1, it toggles. So at this clock, the T is 1, so output toggles. From 0 it goes to 1. At this clock, T is 0, so output remains in the same state. Again in this clock, the change occurs after the clock. Therefore, the input is 0, so it remains in the same state again. At this clock, it is a 1, T is 1, therefore the output toggles from 1 to 0. And this is the state diagram and the excitation table for the same. Now let us see how we can realize one flip flop using another flip flop. We have seen 4 flip flops, SR, D, JK and T flip flop. So how to realize one flip flop provided we are having the other flip flop. So first with an example we will see how to realize a D flip flop using SR flip flop. So first, from the characteristic table of the flip flop that we need to design, here we need to design a D flip flop. So from the characteristic table, determine for a given input and a present state, what is the next state. So, D flip flop is what we require. So, present state input is 0 and present state is 0, the next state is 0. 0 and a 1 also it is 0. So, if D is 1, if Qn is 0, the output is next state is 1, and for 1 1 it is 1 again. Next we should design this using a SR flip flop. So, get the excitation table of SR flip flop, and now we have the present state and next state that we require for a D flip flop. Now we will try to implement this present state and next state using SR flip flops. So, the excitation table gives that. So, for an SR flip flop, if 0 should be the input current present state and 0 the next state, S and R should take the value, 0 don't care. If present state is 1 and next state is 0, SR should be 0 1. So, this is a excitation table for SR flip flop that we have already seen. So, consider that. So, using this SR flip flop, we are going to give some connections and make it work like a D flip flop. So, we have two K maps that should be drawn, one for S and R. So, drawing the inputs are D, Q, N, the two inputs. So, considering the K map, you have S is equal to D and R is equal to D bar. So, to a SR flip flop, if S is given the input D as it is, and to R we give the complement D dash, then this SR flip flop functions like a D flip flop, which we had already seen. Similarly, we can realize any other flip flops. So, pause the video, realize these flip flops: SR to JK, SR to T flip flop, and T to D flip flop. So, draw the characteristic table for one and the excitation table for the flip flop that exists, and then get the equations and implement it in the flip flop. So, these are the logic expressions for implementation of the flip flops. In this video, we have seen the basic sequential logic circuit, the memory elements or storage elements, the latches and the flip flops. We have seen the logic diagram, the truth table or characteristic table, the characteristic equation, and then the excitation table and the state diagram and timing diagram of the four flip flops SR, JK, D and T flip flops. And we have also seen how to realize one flip flop using another flip flop. These are the references. Thank you.